Ms. Porter.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you for convening this important hearing. Ms. Perez, your office, the Office of the Inspector General, released an audit of the Postal Service in September of this year. And basically, they graded the U.S. Postal Service on its ability to deliver mail on time. And the audit found that by the spring of 2020, mail delivery was right around 92%. That is, about 92% of the mail got there within the standard of on time. That dropped to 80% by the fall of 2020, and by January of 2021 was hovering at around 61%. I realize this has gone up somewhat since then, but I wanted to ask you, when did Mr. DeJoy take over as postmaster? Do you know?
The summer of 2020.
The summer of 2020, so June of 2020. And what happened after he took over? Did the rate of on-time mail delivery go up or down?
Went down.
And I'm a professor, and I used to do a lot of grading. And 92% is considered widely like an A minus. 80 is considered hanging on to the lowest possible B. 60% is at best a D minus. The Postal Service delivers 48% of the world's mail. It is an institution, it is a civic treasure, and we let it get all the way, what you found is we let it get all the way to that D minus level. How, in your opinion, did this happen?
So yes, last summer when the postmaster arrived, he had implemented several measures and operational changes along with 57 additional initiatives that were implemented by the postal executives. And it was in order to improve service as well as ensure financial stability. And as we all know, those initiatives were rolled back a few months after that and prior to the 2020 general election. But one of the things we had found with regards to the rollout of those operational changes as well as the rollback was that there was inconsistent communication amongst the Postal Service employees. So it lent to having issues and challenges with regards to consistent implementation of those initiatives across the board and across the country.
So to summarize, after Postmaster DeJoy took over, he began to make changes, and what followed from those changes was this precipitous decline. And what we ended up with was postal delivery that was borderline failing because we had a postmaster who, in my opinion, I'm not saying you said this, but in my opinion, was failing and continues to fail today. I wanted to ask you about something else that you, in your testimony, which is your office talked about employee availability. Why weren't postal facilities prepared to manage their workload when workers went on paid leave?
That's a good question. I respect that question. As far as, why wasn't the Postal Service prepared for it? I think that would be better asked of the Postal Service. When we do go out to different facilities or delivery units, we do analyze the postal data to determine what employee availability is like as far as percentages of employees that are available to conduct their jobs and process and transport and deliver the mail. But it is definitely one of the causes as things had exacerbated during the COVID-19 pandemic as far as the hindering the Postal Service's ability to deliver the mail on time.
I mean, it seems to me that postal workers are going to they're going to get sick, they're going to have family members who get sick, they're going to have children, they're going to have medical issues, and that we ought to be planning for this paid leave. One of the recommendations you made is to increase employee engagement, try to retain these workers. And I think that paid leave is one of the tools we have to maintain people's connection to their workplace as they go through these transitions. Mr. Morgan, I just wanted to turn to you for 1 second. This is a map of service delivery standards based on mailing things from my area, the Santa Ana area. I am hard pressed to understand why it is almost faster for me to walk my mail halfway across the country than it is to deliver it through the Postal Service.
The gentlelady's time has expired, but Mr. Morgan may respond to the question.
I am not aware of the Congresswoman's area, so I can't answer that.
Is it fast? Well, I'll yield back, but I just want to say that it takes 8 days to deliver mail from Santa Ana to Portland, Oregon. And I'm not that fast of a walker. I'm not in that good a shape. I could walk there in 13 days. So you're not even having the walk time with postal delivery. I yield back.